Good afternoon. Welcome to The Helm, where we bring you together with a tribe of entrepreneurs in your industry to help you grow your business. We are joined today by an incredible individual, David Bach, who is a Harvard-trained physician and scientist, but also serial entrepreneur who's grown 3 health and science companies, all with exits over $100 million. David was, along the way, a professional cellist. He's dedicated a large portion of his career to peak performance, how to get the most from your body and from your mind. David, if you can share with us advice for our community of entrepreneurs, let's get the ball rolling. What an honor to be with you today.
Josh, thank you so much. It's a huge pleasure. If you put an EEG device, that is like a thing to measure brainwaves on their head, and you look at their brainwaves, you can predict whether a trade is going to be profitable before the trade is made, purely based on the brainwave pattern associated with their decision. And the brainwave pattern you're looking for is one associated with stress. You see that same thing with professional golfers, where you can predict whether a putt is going to go in based on the level of stress in their nervous system. And you see this over and over in a variety of scenarios. And in fact, what we are discovering is that while people understand there's some negative impact of stress just on how you feel, it's got a really insidious impact on executive performance, particularly under pressure. And I'll explain. The human stress reaction, we all understand, is the fight or flight reaction. If you're in the woods, a bear is attacking you, your amygdala will start going off pretty actively. It triggers fear and anger, and then in turn, it makes your adrenal glands distribute these hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which puts you into this fight or flight mode, and is very useful if you're in the woods being chased by a bear. What those hormones do is a number of things. First of all, they give you this massive jolt of energy, and we all know that. It also shunts blood to your muscles, so you have the strength to be able to fight or to be able to run. But what isn't understood is what happens to the brain. And it turns out that what the body does in the midst of a fight or flight reaction is it downregulates certain parts of the brain that are just not needed when you're running away from a brain, particularly an arena of the brain which is called the prefrontal cortex, which is where we do all our cognitive processing. And so what happens is when your body goes into a stress response, your cognitive capability goes down to the level sort of a monkey. Right, you're functioning with the same degree of cognitive capability that you have without a strong neocortex. And the interesting thing is, under pressure situations, hedge fund traders, golfers, leaders will feel like they're in a great position because you've got these strong emotions from your amygdala, you've got this massive amount of energy, but your ability to make discerning decisions really is diminished. And the other thing which is interesting about this is because stress kind of feels good to the nervous system, it feels like you got a lot of energy, it's very rare that people become aware of the fact that their cognitive ability has really declined. And that's why people, with the people that I work with, will lose hundreds of millions of dollars in high-stakes situations simply because of their neurophysiology. So if I get to have only these 3 minutes to deliver one message, what it is it's a simple one, which is stress is something that has a huge impact on your ability to be effective when you need cognition.